Thank y'all for tuning in. It is another edition of Live on Sunday, man. It is your gracious host, King Crowder, checking back in with you. Hopefully, you enjoyed your week. Hopefully, you got to spend time with your friends and family, your loved ones. Hopefully, you got to have fun. You got to chop it up and just be alive and be living, man. We are a week postponed of Happy Mother's Day. Also, the day before, one of our iconic members of Black American Society, Malcolm X, tragically passed away after he was assassinated, which we're going to do a special impromptu live on that tomorrow via social media, man. So tonight's edition of Live on Sunday is special because we got a lot of things going on in this country, man. I mean, a lot of people want to bring up American society, but I want people to understand something. As we always talk, I want you to remember, we don't get justice for many black people in this country, especially black men. We have a court system that is working the way it's always been working. A lot of the problems we have is that we honestly don't have our files and things together. So we assume something is doing something bad when intentionally it's always been doing the same way it's always been. Again, welcome to the channel. I am your host, King Crowder, man. Always live on Sunday where we talk politics, race, religion, anything. We don't hide away from no subject. We don't shy away from anything. If you knew, let me know. Comment, like, subscribe, follow me, give me a shout. Academic and mental discourse is what we do here, man. So, like I said, tap in, share the live. And our first topic, I believe we got to talk about, is the court system doing people and doing things we see wrong, or is it doing what it's always supposed to be? Is DDG an anomaly, or is he a microcosm of things that happen from boys who are uneducated, unequipped to be in relationships? The Tory Lanez trial is truly a tragedy, but do we know this happens all the time among black men in America? And Emitt Till was brought up a lot this week. We don't know people that disrespect him. We don't know why this is such a common theme and why it tends to happen. And what happens when non-black Americans speak on black American issues and do it in a political way. Let's go into our first subject this evening, man. As you know, you've been hearing all over America, the Diddy Trail is going on. What we're going to do is debrief, hear testimony, break it down, then we're going to chop it up and give our opinion on the Diddy Trail and how everything is going this evening. You know what I'm saying? What it do, Mike? What it do?
Yeah.
Like
Hey,
I said,
you used the new intro, bro?
and I always do what we talk about, family. You know, everything we do here, we update. Mike, give you an intro, do your thing, chop it up, my boy. You know, I always listen to you. I always listen to you. Me and Mike, small microcosm upgrade, y'all. Small but sure. Go ahead, Mike. Tell me what's going on. How was your week,
Hey,
man?
what's up? What's up, family? Week good. Week was real good, man. I just been studying for that interview I told you about. Other than that, working out. That's it.
Congratulations to my boy Mike, man. Every day we tell you, y'all, we're not just here talking. We actually following
We
our actions.
living
You
it.
know?
You gotta
So
live it. You gotta live it.
you got to, family. We ain't one of the people that's gonna preach a message and we ain't going through with it. Book of the week before we dive into our first subject, Mike. People been asking me why I always have stuff in the back and I don't break it down. So let me go ahead and zoom it out a little bit. First one I knocked out this week, Mike. Let me see if I can zoom in and catch it. Theories of the minds, Mike. Most of us have been uneducated on how we're supposed to learn. This book breaks down the 12 natural skills and theories that many people have and why we are never educated on them. Some people are musically intelligent, mathematically intelligent, people intelligent, body intelligence, food intelligence. All of them different skill sets go into our natural way of learning. Just finished it. Excuse me. The book was written in 1985. It is a phenomenal read. Everybody that's an educated person needs to take in information like that and also process it. Next thing, things I wish my parents would have taught me, Mike, still out, you know, still your Arthur Crowder, music Mike pushing things. If you need that on Amazon, link is in the bio. We got it. We got Mike's merch coming, all types of
Shameless
things.
plug.
Good shameless plug, always. Mike, I don't know if you heard much about the Diddy trial, but Cassie got cross-examined this week. And if you have not heard, we don't duck no smoke. We talk about everything and what we hear
So I was in the courtroom where this trial is taking place, and I was sitting right behind Cassie Ventura's husband, and I
Sorry.
watched him as he sort of glared at Sean Combs at times, at the family, especially during the period of time where the prosecution showed photos of 13 men, different races, predominantly black men. These are all men that Cassie was able to identify in terms of names sometimes and where these freak offs, these alleged freak offs took place from.
Mike, did she say 13 men? Hold on.
13, bro.
Hold on, Mike. I gotta let it cook. I'm sorry.
Cities like LA, Miami, New York, Las Vegas, etc. I can only imagine how painful it must be to sit there and listen to that testimony regarding your wife,
All right, bro.
of people that she says she had sex with because of these freak offs. Something else worth noting is that Ventura continues to say this was all about what Sean Combs wanted. So today she mentioned that she said she primarily reached out to the escorts, but says that was her job and Combs expected her to do so. We'll, of course, have more with the testimony that's still happening right now inside federal court.
Wow. Mike, I want you to process that right quick before we go into the scripture notes. What's your thoughts when you are hearing what Cassie is alleged happened between her and Combs?
Bro, 13 niggas is a lot. And I ain't even trying to be insensitive. I ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying, bro? I ain't trying to be a wild boy. I'm trying to be like cognitive of like she's a victim. But nigga, I could not be no husband. Sitting right there listening to how you did this and how you did that. I'll be in the lobby waiting on you, baby. I can't hear. You know what I'm saying?
I was
You can't hear about your wife like that, bro.
mm, for me, Mike. This is my first reaction. No shade. What is she a victim of? It just said in that report, Mike, that she was calling and recruiting. I'm not taking this is not me taking up for Diddy, y'all. Y'all know I ain't. But I am asking if you are in a 10-year relationship with somebody, Mike, how are you held against your will for 10 years and you're doing recruitment? Let's not forget, Mike, the husband was the trainer that Diddy hired.
Right, 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 bro. I ain't even
Mike,
want
we
to
don't we
touch this
give
because
big facts here, G. Let me hear it.
bro, 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 it's just crazy. Now, I gotta put my little psychological hat on because put my little Hampton degree hat on, right? Boop. I would say that Diddy has groomed her, and she's been with Diddy since she was 19, which is a very impressionable age. He had a lot of things over her: money, resources, power. Um, and I feel like it first started out as someone trying to get up in the industry, right? Like you just gotta try to hang out with this person and do whatever this person is doing for the industry. But from the text messages that she said she loved doing those things, like I don't know, bro. I don't know because at the same time nobody should get treated like that. When I heard that she had a disease in her mouth that is the antibiotics don't work on no more, bro. That's wild. That's
I'm not
wild.
disagreeing with nothing you saying, Mike, and I definitely believe that sensitivity needs to be had. I guess my first case is what did Diddy do that was I want to know, Mike, what did he for can you force? I mean, if I was in a relationship with you, if we were dating, Mike, and you said we were dating, what did I do?
I don't, bro. This is so crazy because
Mike,
it's
you gonna
like
keep it 1,000 or not, Mike? Is you gonna keep it 1,000 or not?
my question is, what part of it you was cool with, and and when did you draw the line and say I don't fuck with this?
I, everything about me makes me think, brother. I'm serious because I'm gonna show you something, Mike, and I want you to get a reaction to this. And this is a great video. You know, we come heavy here. We don't pause no punches. And this is what this brother said before we watch the second part of the Diddy clip. Fair use. Fair use.
Puff was on his what they call victory lap, if you will. Just got celebrated from MTV, just got New York City, changing shit to love, was doing so good. He gave people made publishing back. He was doing everything to change his reputation. But it was one thing that I think the thing that brought him down was Carisha. What do you mean?
Oh, I saw this video.
Don't nobody piss your ex bitch off more than you turning up the next bitch. Everything he promised for Cassie, he gave to Carisha. He gave her a show. He gave her a deal. When she's performing, she ain't signed to him. That nigga showing up to her shows like this, his artist, like supporting her. And if you Cassie, you looking like, nigga, I spent 13 years with you begging you to give me that. And you giving it to this bitch. And now you making me penny pitch. Now I'm gonna sue your ass. Cause that's what a woman would do. Like, this nigga, dog, you turned up. That's why it's very dangerous. Turning up the next person. Nigga, you turned up your girlfriend. And by the way, he did right by Carisha. That's what he's supposed to do. But now Cassie is like, what about me? And all the shit I endured. Dog, that's why they got a term called the starter wife. The starter wife always goes through the bullshit first. The starter wife always goes through that. When Puff was in his dark stage, he was with Cassie. Now he's in his love era. He with Carisha. Carisha got a way different experience than Cassie did. Who you think that pissed off more than anybody? The bitch that didn't get.
My thoughts.
I say this too, bro. Different people bring out different sides of you. 100%. You know that, T. What you gave and give Dr. Sis ain't what you gave and give or have given whoever. She brings out a different Terrell. She brings out a different Terrell. And I will say that I don't think Carisha had to do all that. And if she did, she might have wanted to.
And let's not forget, Carisha was everywhere with Diddy. Remember how they was in love, man? Hey, Breakfast Club, I'm out here flossing, stunting. I'm getting $100K a month. I don't know if you remember all that, man.
Yeah, like 250K allowances.
Mike, I was the trainer struggling.
Yeah. What he said is real accurate. Like, hey, you gonna do me like that? And I was your bottom John.
What?
And now this new John and then this new John ain't had to put in no work for real.
And she got babies. She a baby mama. You bossing a baby mama? Come on, man. Let's go with it. That's for real. And like I keep saying, Mike, and I'm not defending Diddy, y'all. But what is the charge? This is a domestic violence case. What is it? That's exactly what it is.
Domestic violence is the only charge?
Mike, they caught the man with a Rico. Rico?
For the domestic violence?
Mike, it's a Frico. Call it what it is, Mike. It's a Frico. We gonna keep it 1,000, dog. We gonna lay on the bricks.
Bro.
Listen,
it's just so crazy.
Bro, Mike, it's a Frico, man. I'm not trying to say Cass. I'm not trying to be insensitive. But you in court with the dude that hired you as a trainer and you left your man for him and then y'all got married. That whole thing is crazy.
That's wild, cause think about it. Quiet as kept. That nigga done seen some shit too.
Mike, he know you was. I'm not trying to be funny, y'all. And let me say this for Carisha. Any woman that dated Diddy, nah. Mike, we know how he get that. There is no white Diddy, Mike.
You can't, bro. That's like the jank we all knew in college that was a bust down. And then she come back to homecoming with some nigga, and we be like, "Damn, I hope that nigga don't know."
You know he know, Mike.
But the crazy part is that nigga know he was there.
Hey, Mike, you know what the crazy part is? I'm gonna tell you too.
So is he simping?
Mike, what? The main problem we got as men right now, Mike, before our next video, until we really chop it up too. Too many men are settling, Mike. That's the issue. Bro, you got with Cassie because she was a bad joint. Let's keep it real. My Cassie was bad.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
got with her after Diddy did what he did.
Yeah, it's no
What we
coming
talking
back.
about?
It's no coming back from half of the unspeakable things.
Listen, man, and you chose to be with her. You can't get mad now. You chose to get with her
Impregnated.
after she was with the diddler. And Mike, it gets worse, man. Take a listen.
Ventura has been testifying now over 20 hours on the stand. And today, the defense really going after her credibility. They played an audio clip about 2 or 3 minutes long. And in this audio clip, you hear a very different side of Cassie Ventura than what we've heard in court. She's been very soft spoken, very calm. But in this clip, she's cursing, she's threatening somebody over a video, saying multiple times, "I will kill you," because she's concerned that it could get out. After discussing the audio, the defense went through some more messages that were between Combs and Ventura, but they went back to addiction, which they covered yesterday. So today we learned that she does take medication regularly because of her opiate addiction. We also learned that the name of the book that she was planning to sell the rights to Sean Combs for was called The Dark Times. Now, this is interesting if you've been following this story, because at the BET Music Awards, when Sean Combs was recognized, he said, "Thank you to Cassie for holding me down during the dark times." So here are some of the details that I noticed when Cassie Ventura walked into court today. I saw Sean Combs sort of look her quickly up and down as she walked in with a suit on. It was a pinstriped navy blue suit, and she had a blue shirt underneath it. The judge said to the jurors, "Listen, we're 5 minutes behind schedule, but at least, we're not 15 or 20 like we have been in the past." I noticed one juror put her thumbs up and she smiled at him. Another interesting thing to note that happened inside the court, or that I've noticed, is when the jurors walk in, most of them don't really look at us. They don't look at reporters. They might scan the room, but I think they really try to focus on the judge. They try not to stare at Ventura, but there is one juror who always scans the room and he looks at all the reporters. And if you stay looking at him long enough, he will look right back at you. Kind of
Mike, it goes deep. Give your closing thoughts on this subject, Mike.
Sometimes you might have just need to take the money and run. Cause ain't no way I want the whole world knowing what I was doing behind closed doors.
That's a fact, though. The thing that comes to
You
me,
are
Mike,
you pregnant, right? You pregnant. You pregnant. She pregnant, right? That's why they keep showing pictures of her pregnant. Nigga, your child is gonna have access to everything that you did with Diddy. And another thing, why they keep bringing Diddy young children in there?
you know why?
That shit
It's
wow.
there, Mike.
Bro, but now you just fucking up your daughters.
I ain't disagreeing with you. Remember, me and you on the same page, but it's psychological warfare, Mike. You speaking like a rational person. They ain't thinking rational. And Mike, let me go ahead and close it out on that. We are no way forgiving Diddy against SA or not believe women. But I want to say something. We all know women like Cassie, Mike. We've experienced it in life. I don't date young dudes. I want men that got money. I want boss ninjas. Mike, you know what I'm talking about. Every guy know what I'm talking about. We've experienced that. Not saying anything that happened she deserves, but let's stop acting like there isn't a culture of people that want that.
100%. And willing to do anything and
Willing to do
everything.
anything. We should not be using the statute of RICO against black men. I don't like that precedent. RICO is supposed to be for criminal boss organizations. P. Diddy, as long as he is he a RICO statute? What the
Nah.
If we start with that precedence, where will it end?
I think this was more of a civil lawsuit.
And if it's civil, why are we giving criminal charges against domestic violence incidents? Why are we doing it? What?
I don't know, bro. Hey, you like the background, bro? You like my
Love it,
background,
I
bro?
love it. I see you stepping it up little by little, dog. Little.
But
What? It's no upgrade.
I just feel like this is so messy, bro. It's so convoluted. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know what to believe, who to believe, how to believe it, dog. It's like, but I say if you're gonna attack Diddy, we need to go ahead and pull up old Clive, see what he got going on. Because what people fail to realize is Diddy and Epstein ran in the same circles. So could this be a continuation of the Epstein era?
Why the Epstein documents ain't been released, Mike? That man been dead for almost 3-4 years now. They ain't never getting released, Mike. Let's keep it 1,000, Mike.
You wanna know why? Cause people that we love and cherish is on that list that we look up
Man,
to.
Mike, they been doing their thing. Freak offs, Mike. It's freak offs happening in Houston right now. It's freak
Bro,
offs happening in Virginia Beach right now.
bro,
It's
who
freak
had more
offs
freak
happening
offs than
in
Hugh
DC right
Hefner?
now.
Who
Tell me
had
I'm
more
lying.
freak offs? Who had more freak offs than Hugh Hefner?
Mike, I mean, we acting like it still ain't going on.
Yeah, you right. You
They
right.
just kill me with that, man. Well, Mike, you ain't gonna have a strong opinion on that. And I understand because Diddy is a close subject and we still monitor. But this Tory Lanez case, Mike, is getting interesting.
So you knew the truth was about to come out. So you and Rock Nation tried to get my man's done up in prison.
100%.
Now you going to prison. So
let's pay attention, Mike.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Ms. Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was a witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had, where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched anybody, never fired anybody. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. Passenger side is where Ms. Harris was sitting. This further iterates that Mr. Peterson did not shoot Ms. Pete, did not shoot at Ms. Pete, or did not assault Ms. Pete. It's just another irregularity in a list of irregularities in this case. For example, there were 3
The
potential suspects
DNA.
in the car that night, and yet the only DNA sample was taken of Mr. Peterson, even though unknown DNA was found on the gun. Why wasn't Ms. Harris's DNA taken? Or was it taken and the information simply never given to the defense? Why wasn't the driver of the car, Mr. Jaquan Smith's DNA taken? Or was it taken and again, simply not given to the defense?
Mike, what do you think
Bro.
after you hear an attorney from Justice at Law speaking publicly about the situation?
Bro, we have been saying free Tory, but then it was hate monger speeches that oh, y'all are bigots. Y'all but if the man DNA wasn't on the gun, who shot the gun? I've been asking that question. But my question to you is this. When this information is about to get rolled up, who paid for this man to get stabbed up? Almost
Mm,
killed.
mm,
You
mm.
see similar situations on people in that camp trying to ruin people's lives. It started with Chris Brown. Because truth be told, and I'm not going off on a tangent, but truth be told, when Chris Brown incident happened, his recant of the situation is he was defending himself, and it got out of control. Then this happened, then Tory happened. But my question to you too, T, and I don't know if you know, but why was a $300,000 bottle of Ace of Spades sent to our brother that streams DDG with the private note that he did not share? He streams everything. He shares everything, but he didn't share what that note said. And then right after that note dropped, in that camp again. You can't see your baby. You have a restraining order against you and your child, against your child for abuse.
Well, we got to go back to the first case, Mike. You know, that's the second part. You cooking. The Tory and Megan thing lets me know one thing. We do not have a justice system.
We have a
We have a
court system,
system.
and people can be paid.
What the Tory thing is so unique, the state of California has strict gun laws. What Tory did smartly was know that he was being railroaded against. What he's going to do,
100%.
Mike, is sue the state of California
And get millions.
and get millions. Part
And,
two,
and I'm talking about super millions, bro. Like so close. Think about it. Now I've been injusticely incarcerated. I've been hurt at the hands where even though I'm in prison, the state of California is supposed to protect me, and I get hurt within inches of my life.
second part, Rock Nation. We know that Jay-Z, all that stuff going on with that. Don't want to speak bad about a millionaire black man. But that whole energy that happened with Meg, and we know what happened, what the reality of it was, they're going to come after him next month. I don't mean to put that
You
out there.
got to, you got to, because y'all was the and Daddy Lane said it. This is Rock Nation and they people. My thing is, why was there so many inconsistencies with the case and they didn't do a retrial?
Mark number two, Mike. We know how many trials in this country do have to get overturned, have to get overly convicted because black men are wrongfully convicted all the time. My next question is this. Will this be the first branch that overthrows a lot of the legal system? Because remember, California has the reparations claim coming up, Mike. I don't think people catch
Mm,
this. They are the leading one with their reparation initiative and social injustice for black people in this country. Will
mm.
Tory then inflame and spark up that issue and narrative going forward, Mike? Because we already know that claim is going down. California had them fires, Tory Lanez case, reparations for black Americans. We may see a lot of big things happen in California this next year that will be groundbreaking, Mike. And I do not think this right here is an isolated incident. You heard it here first, y'all. I don't think it is. I think the Tory will be a factor on how we will see things happen and we will see mass changes because his incarceration claim is going to be big. Imagine how big Tory is going to be when he get out, Mike. You imagine his
The
first
album was
concert,
the album was already sweet.
everything he's last three albums been sweet, Mike. Alone that Promise is a banger. That
My
80s
thing is,
style album is a banger.
I think this will be a catalyst of wrongful incarceration, and he will be the. You know how they tried to make Meek Mills be the poster child of being wrongfully incarcerated.
Yes.
I don't think that had enough smoke and enough steam. I think
Mm.
this right here, Tory Lanez, he don't have to ever rap again. He can play the lane of I was wrongly incarcerated. Uh, all these people are corrupt, and he can ride that train like how Magic Johnson rode the AIDS train.
That is a bold statement, Mike, but it makes sense. It does make sense, Mike. And I also think Tory is going to do so much hit. When he comes out, his support is going to be, if he stays and does the music thing like what he's supposed to, like how Meek was, Mike, he's going to be a bigger superstar than he was. Remember how big Meek was until Mike started going into the thing and started to be a YN. If Meek would have dropped Champions, Mike, and went away and dropped again, he would be a bigger artist than he is.
He didn't have the maturity to keep the fight. He didn't have
Yes.
it. He want to be a nigga. He want to be a nigga. Tory Lanez is a nigga, but you gotta understand, Tory Lanez is from Canada, so this happened to a Canadian citizen, somebody from a different country, and I think it will be bigger than what happened to Sean and everything, bro. If mark my words, what's today? May 18th, right? Mark my words. If he ride this wrongful incarceration train, he could ride that for the rest of his life because now he can go into starting like the ACLU with the ACLU and getting people wrongfully convicted free. Like he can be so huge. It's beyond the music. It's beyond the rap, beyond being a celebrity. It's a injustice thing. And if you ride that wave, it is first of all, you're gonna win dumb, stupid amount of money. California gonna have to apologize to you. But if you get these people convicted that wrongfully and willfully participated in the injustice of you being wrongfully incarcerated, it's gonna be huge. I'm talking
That's
about I
it's
can't
a big
even
take.
I can't even fathom how big this could be because like I said, bro, it'd be like Magic Johnson. You could ride that train for the rest of your life. You never have to rap again. And you already gonna have the money that you never had through the lawsuit. He might as well call a boy up. Call call my boy. You know, I hate to even say it. Call my now you know who he need. He need a young thug lawyer to fight this case.
Brian Steele. Well, he in a Diddy Trail right now.
Right.
To close my
So
thoughts
you
on it,
let
Mike, the
you
Tory
let
Lanez
Benjamin hold
case.
on. You let hey look T, you gotta let Benjamin Crump get in. And I
Oh, he gonna ride the wave.
as much as I hate to say it, Benjamin Crump gotta ride that way.
Like it's coming. And like I said, Mike, to close my thoughts on this, Megan Thee Stallion might do prison time, especially if she lied
For
on this. Do it like
perjury.
your kid did, man. She might do time. She might. Kelsey, you're gonna have to speak and tell the truth. Everything in that circle, it's a bad look, and
Oh,
everybody that disrespected Tory gonna have to own
hold
up
on.
to it.
Before we close this out, why
Go
did
ahead.
Kelsey say if she wanted to testify, she immediately needed amnesty? Remember that? Remember
Remember that.
that? Or
Remember that.
is it amnesty or immunity? Immunity, one of the two.
Unity.
I think they both the
You
same
right.
thing.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I'm
but
saying.
why would you say if you speak on it you need immunity? Because you
You
already knew that you did something wrong and you already knew that they didn't want you. They didn't want you. They wanted Tory. They wanted to make they wanted to make a mark. They had who they wanted. You know what I'm saying? So for you to say I need immunity, but that was a smart play because she cannot be charged in this at all. Nothing can happen to her if they gave her that immunity.
big facts, Mike. Deep case. Deep. Love it, Mike. I think it's good, man. I'm excited to keep watching that case. We're gonna see what's going on because these two trials we see going on for black. Like I said in the beginning, Mike, let me say it again. People say the justice system is broken. It's always meant the way it's meant to work. It's not broken, y'all. It's doing exactly what it was meant to do. Most black people don't get through our head because we don't discuss racial dynamics enough, Mike. But the court system has always been injustice towards us. We are just uneducated enough about it. Next up, Mike, you leaned into it a little bit. I want to give a background before you go ham on the subject of young DDG. Let's take a listen.
You
Uh,
wasn't here when the nigga was chilling on this bitch. You only was here because the nigga got some drama shit going on. Fuck you. Get off your phone, go to work. Go get some money or something. Stop focusing on drama. Look at your life. Yes, you're laughing. You're holding your phone up looking at me. I got money. You don't. Leave.
Let me respond to DDG right quick. I'm about to go ham, Mike. Don't tell nobody to leave when you was talking shit like everything was all right, bro. When niggas was trying to tell you about how baby mama Davis went on, my nigga, you was acting like you was immune to it. Don't get in your feelings now, fam. Take the L. You get online, my nigga, and say everybody watching you. That's your job, bro. And for you to be getting upset like it, acting like something different when you chose this bitch,
right.
my nigga, take your L. Stop,
Got to.
bro. You the one that chose that woman. You the one that chose to be in that situation. You the one chose to be in that relationship. Stop talking about where everybody else looking at you. You the dummy, bro. When Blueface told you to your face. But you wanted to be dumb, my nigga. That's exactly what happened. You getting everything that you deserve, bro.
My nigga
Until you
real
take
fired up.
ownership, until you really say what really happened, until you identify yourself as a man to be better, you gonna keep going through the same thing. Your dumb ass thought you was immune to the problems that most black men go through. You thought that way. So take the L, learn that you ain't got a good woman, that you was thinking with your little head, And that's your problem now, fam. I hate when dudes do that, Mike. Like, bro, you was acting like you was immune to it. All dudes going through that. I got me a joint. I know. No, nigga. Take the L. Take it to the chin, fam. Stop crying. Stop crying. Stop acting like you was different. You weren't different, my nigga. You was raised by your mama and she told you that women don't have to deal with the same consequences men do. You deal with real life consequences when you smash a shorty that you do not know. What you was doing, DDG, let me go and tell it for you because everybody don't know. You was playing baby daddy. I don't want to be with you, but I still want to have access to that ass. I'm smacking, sending text messages, trying to come through, but soon as she get a new ninja, now you in your feelings. She went Brent Fires, who's the backup cleanup man, you in your feelings now, fam. Stop it, bro. Take the L. You try to have access to her without being with her, dog. That's what happened. You was trying to play both hands. Your hand got slapped. Now you in court. Now she releasing all these things about you because you wanted to be done. That's what happened, bro. So stop all this. You were this and you ain't no. No, bro. You deserve everything you got, fam.
100.
Might go ahead. My bad. I just that subject when dudes do that, bro. Blueface was telling you and keeping it real with you, my boy, and you thought it was a game. You
He
thought
did.
you knew better.
But the thing about it is this. If your form of income is to be on the internet, nigga, don't get mad at the way the crowd react when you on the internet, nigga. It's your, like you said, it's your job. And you can't have the cow, you can't milk the cow and get the what is it? You can't have the cow and get the milk for free. You gotta
Okay.
pay, bro. You can't have your cake and eat it too. And you trying to pretend for your fans you're being a good dad and you still want to be with her, but you trying to fuck. That's it. You got what's coming to you, bro. You that so. And I'll be real with you, people didn't think you deserved Shorty, bro. The Little Mermaid, she was wholesome. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know her, but people didn't think you was supposed to be in that caliber with her because she was making Disney money, and people would say you tarnished her a little bit, and with the baby, because a lot of people once you have a baby with Disney, that's it.
Well, let me
That's
say this, Mike. I ain't gonna put that all on him. She was attracted to that type of energy, Mike. Because remember,
yeah,
Mike, they was with Beyonce at first. I don't know if
yeah.
you noticed, Mike. B didn't step back from all of them. You notice that?
Beat and step back,
And Mike, as she should. Y'all want to be baby
but
mamas. Y'all want to date Gunna. Y'all want to date what's the dude from Nigeria? Burna Boy. Like y'all ain't focusing on music. What you doing? Y'all was with Beyonce. When
they
last
was
time you
the
had a song on feature?
bro.
Beyonce
Think
stepped
about
back.
they dropped the bag because Beyonce only got so many years in the game.
Mike, why would
She
Beyonce
was
associate her brand, Michael Baby Mamas? Let's keep it real, Mike.
true.
Y'all ain't talking about wobbly music, Mike. Y'all ain't making wobbly songs trying to change this. Y'all out here want to date little street ninjas. That ain't
And
what she
twerk
on.
and
And
show
twerk.
show your body and shit.
Mike, when the last time y'all went on tour and made some music?
I don't know, bro, because they was to me, and a lot of people may take this the wrong way, but them as a collective, musically, they might not had the performance, but musically was better than Beyonce. Them
I
as a
ain't mad.
collective.
I'm not mad at that statement, Mike. It just makes it more dumb and dumber, Mike, to me, to know that. And you was a little mermaid, and now you in a domestic violence case with your baby daddy.
Yeah,
How
like
do we get here?
I don't even think she really understand you just lost that Disney bag.
Where your mama and your daddy at? Why ain't nobody telling you, nah, shorty, he gotta put the ring on that thing. You can't be
Where your
out here
management?
moving
Public relations.
like Mike. Once I'm hearing that, Mike, immediately my mind going to, what is you doing? Ain't nobody, and DDG, why you knocking her up? She ain't got nobody guiding her and telling her what she doing ain't right. You supposed to, if you gonna be with the shorty, you should have had to been with her, wiped up, then put the baby. But you just gonna make her a baby mama, bro? You and her both decided to do that? Both of y'all ain't got no career trajectory. What y'all trying to do?
No. I mean, well, it wouldn't, that type of shit wouldn't affect DDG, not as a streamer, but
True.
but I'm looking at it as like the Disney bag. You gotta
Done.
think about it. Think about Britney Spears' sister, right? Britney Spears' little sister had a baby when she was like a teenager. I don't know how old Bailey is, but you gotta understand the stock that you in, the market that you in. You were the first black Little Mermaid. They took a chance to do that. They risked backlash and stood by you and made you the black Little Mermaid. That could
What
go
she
on
do like?
forever. That could go on. I'ma just let you know you fumbled the bag by being a baby mama. And it ain't even about being a baby mama. It's about the wholesomeness that Disney represents.
Yes.
It's
That's
about
what we speaking about, Mike. We're not talking about the heat. Yes.
yeah,
That's
the
what we
family
in.
aspect, and that is not on brand. That
And Mike,
having a
you gotta
baby out
remember,
of
not only
having
that,
a
Mike,
baby.
you got domestic violence cases pending. How we gonna promote something with you? You feel me, Mike?
Can't
It's
you
all type
can't
of messy. Like, I don't even want to touch that right now. How I put you on a big screen and somebody can ask you while we promoting something? What about DDG in the domestic? You know what I'm saying, Mike? That turned the
they
whole
don't
image.
that's well when she had a baby it ruined her because now you had a baby out of wedlock. You had a baby, you know what I'm saying? You had a baby out of wedlock, they throw you away. In the show business, with a wholesome brand like Disney, that's off brand for them. They can't use you no more. They could have did Little Mermaid 2. They could have did Little Mermaid 3. They could have did more merch. They could have did a spin-off. You dropped the bag on that one.
I hate to say it too, Mike. Her brand was supposed to be different from how she aesthetically makes herself look. But in actuality, Mike, you ain't different than the rest of them joints.
None.
You got a baby by
None.
DDG. Y'all going through the regular baby daddy motion. Y'all breaking up. Now
Right.
you got a new nigga around her son. He getting upset. He getting in his feelings. He getting online saying something, Mike. What the? He supposed to be? Y'all supposed to be bossed up. Y'all ain't supposed to be moving like it.
Nigga, if I'm making millions off of being on the internet, even though I got a baby mama, you ain't about to hear me bash my baby mama. You ain't about to hear me. That's not a part of the brand. But that's the mindset that me and you have. Cause I got a mindset, ain't shit gonna stop the money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing gonna stop the money. And both of y'all let some bullshit stop the money. And like you said, he should have wifed her. Because that would have been on brand for Disney. Like, oh, we had the fairy tale
Hold on,
wedding,
Mike.
all this.
Yeah.
Somebody around them is not doing their job, bro. Cause I ain't gonna lie to you, I probably would have whispered in Shorty ear, and this may be a very unpopular opinion, but I'd have been like, yo, you young, you getting that Disney money right now. You just did the Little Mermaid. It was a box office hit. Hey, you might not need to do that at this time.
You can't do it, Mike. The reason why you can't do it, the most likely people don't want to hear, even though we say my body, I'm a man of this, everything in life has consequences. What you are seeing right now is a reserve from your consequences, Mike. And I know a lot of people don't like to hear that word, but I think this woman, even though she'll love her rough and rugged, Mike, she explained it perfectly. Take a listen.
I'm about to lose my shit. I can't lie.
Hold on, Mike. I gotta show it to you. My bad.
My body, my choice. When we pushed for these women's rights, right? We got these women's rights. So now what you got is a bunch of accountability for babies being born that now y'all don't want to take. It's 100% science. It's nature. So however many kids you got and whatever you're going through with the kids that you got, you have to first hold yourself accountable because no man is in charge of you having a baby or not. Let me say this. A lot of y'all, you get real religious when I start talking like this, but you had no religion when your feet was to the motherfucking ceiling and that nigga was drilling that raw dick in you outside of a fucking marriage or even a commitment. I'm going to say it again. A lot of y'all, when I go to talking like this and bring it to the forefront, that them babies you got, that you struggling with, is on you, right? Based on them making it to this world, you get real religious. But Allah, Buddha, Jesus Christ, Yahweh, the Most High, wasn't in the room when the nigga had your feet to the motherfucking ceiling, dropping all raw dick.
Yo, I got that shit was wild, but I gotta I gotta go back real quick. What
Oh
do
yeah.
you think? Where does she think her stock is gonna like? People don't be thinking like, bro, you making millions, right? You're making millions. You doing movies. You singing. You and your sister acting. Y'all doing different things, right? Okay, you didn't had this baby. You just killed the Disney bag. What other bags do you think you about to get? Where do you think your stock is gonna lie, and where do you think your money is going? Because you're not making music, you're not making albums with your sister no more. Your sister been showing her ass everywhere and anywhere. Her stock down too. So my question is a real question to you, T. Right? Like after she had this baby, what did she think her stock was gonna be in? Like to keep generating millions.
I'm gonna give you the quote, Mike. That it's very true. That I think life humbles men, time humbles women. They both thought the affluence of option they had when they first got in the game, Mike, that you were forever going to have that. As a man, Mike, we experienced the hardships of the world early, Mike. We know everything is time, money's hard to get, it's not easy, it's hard. Highly very attractive, Mike, talented, go very, had plenty of options.
But
Now, Mike,
she's the lesser of the two sisters too.
but Mike, she was the more wholesome image-wise. Remember, Mike, she's Angela Simmons 2.0. Let's call it what it is. Remember how Angela Simmons was when we was growing up? She ain't having sex before marriage. But you had a baby by a straight man. That's the baby daddy got killed. But you ain't having sex before marriage. Right. Mike. Right. You wasn't doing nothing, but you chose to sue a hood booger that's involved with gang distribution and narcotics. He gets gunned down, but you wouldn't smash nobody, Angela Simmons. That's what Haley Berry did over 2.0, Mike. Your image is tarnished. Now you're gonna have to rediscover yourself. You're gonna have to work to rebuild your image, Mike. It's hard to hear it, Mike, but the harshness of the world is coming. Thank God she has DDG, who is a producer, man. He's still young, Mike. He still has a sort of ascending career. What they're both gonna have to do, Mike, is save their money. Because right now, I think both of them are at the prime of their money age. We don't know what streamers gonna be like in 5 years, Mike. Especially if the economy and stuff go down. Maybe he might change up, get a different job. You know what I'm saying? We don't know.
Producer too, though. You know he be making beats for people too, though. So
Okay, so he has multiple ways to make money.
Right, that's a good bag.
Good bag, Mike. So I'm glad you shed light on that. But at the end of the day, Mike, you got a kid. You got a woman that's scorned because you was playing with her feelings. That's what you were doing, dog. Y'all were doing things. Y'all were playing house. The relationship is done. Neither one of y'all have the relationship competencies. Y'all have the court centered in it, Mike. Don't forget, when you do a domestic violence case, that means she gets full custody. So that means she's going to control how you visit your son. You've already shown that you're not emotionally mature enough to handle that. So you're going to keep fighting, Mike. You're going to keep going to court. You're going to keep spending money. So if he doesn't know, he better get in that mindset that he may have to let it go for a little bit, which he's not. Because he was raised by, remember, Mike, dudes that raised by their mama only had that spirit, believe they got to be right. What you got to do, DDG, is step back and say, and tell Chloe you sorry. I mean, Haley, you sorry, because you did mess it up, dog. You was playing game. You was out here smashing, living life like you supposed to at your age, but you got a baby with. You don't understand that you have ruined that her career is no longer where it's supposed to be. Now you have to provide for the family.
And won't be. And won't be.
Won't be, Mike. So if their career is to continue to ascend, that's money and family you got to continue to provide for. Not only your family, Mike, your mama, your sister, your new hoes you dealing with. Now you got a whole son, a whole baby mama that you got to provide lifestyle for. That's a lot of pressure on a young man, Mike. A lot of pressure.
That's a millionaire.
That's a millionaire.
And now you into the child support game.
Mike, and they gonna get it off the top. So is he gonna be a millionaire from now on? Remember, Mike, we're about to go through an economic downturn, man. Most people ain't thinking about that. We really are, man. So in the economic downturn, save. You gotta learn how to cut expenses, reduce what you're doing, and scrounge a little bit. DDG and Haley, are y'all ready? I think you said you was going to Italy with your son in 2 months. It don't sound like somebody ready because what you gonna do with that child care over there? It's a lot of sacrifices you got to make. So like I said, Mike, they both young. They both going through life in the system trying to figure it out. But it's gonna be very challenging for them. Like I said, seeing that in the future. But like I said, to me, I really just want to speak on the DDG point because I see it so many times where brothers get arrogant, man. And he was arrogant, man. And now you are another victim of the court system. Like you said, my child support gonna get you. Visitation gonna get you. Don't let you have a new joint.
Then it's gonna get ugly.
Then it's gonna get worse. So, as much as you would have listened the first time, where you could have saved yourself, now you gotta go through the harshness of all that, man. Your closing thoughts on that subject, man.
I just think that they didn't think. Like I just think neither one of them thought about their brand, thought about business to come, and they both kind of dropped the bag. The baby here now, beautiful baby, and cool. But you gotta understand, bro. It's gotta be some type of maturity when you make those type of decisions. And both of y'all still acting like children. Both of y'all gotta grow up. Haley, I wish you would have did something different, because I don't think you really realize how deep that Disney pocket could have went for you. DDG, I just wish you would start acting like a nigga, bro. Like it's diversify yourself. That bag, the acting like a coon streamer is cool for now. You 20 something years old. By the time you get 30, you gotta have some type of maturity, or that shit is
Hey,
gonna
Mike,
decline.
hey, Mike, let me go real. The Mashigi, the Mahaha
Shiggy.
Day.
What happened to Shiggy, bro?
Mike, don't we see it happen year after year? Guys don't understand. Even Drewski, you see how he's constantly pivoting himself? Look at what Desi had to do. Look at what DC Young Fly had to do. You have to pivot. The online, funny, this way type of money ain't gonna be forever. You
No.
have to go into something where you are getting something and making hard sales. What is how Hot Davis did since, Mike? Have you heard his name?
I
When
I don't
last time
even
you
know.
seen Shiggy anywhere, Mike?
Man, I seen Shiggy on the commercial, and even then, I was like, Shiggy?
Just saying. You could be along those same lanes if you don't pivot into something else that's gonna help you produce sales.
Got to
Mike,
at least be diversifying your funds, bro.
you
For
got to,
real.
bro. Shed a live, shed a live. Mike, it's a crazy subject that's going on this week, dog, that I want you to see. Mike, Stenners has started a new conversation about black people. Take a listen.
And that'll be fine. I don't I don't mind being around white people. I don't mind having to like work with them and coexist alongside of them. However, when it comes to community on the inside, what I have, you're just not welcome.
No,
You're not welcome. You're
that
not
that
welcome.
goes for the fraternities, sororities.
You're just not welcome.
I never understood that.
I never understand. And that's somebody who, and neither one of us are denying, but I that's something I never understood. And it takes me back to my great grandparents' house on my mom's side, right in South Dallas, who was very much so in a white man's house.
Mhm.
And watching Sinners, I'm like, somebody else who I wish was alive, which was my great grandfather on my mom's side. Like, we had him up until '07. So I had him for a lot of my life as well. And I was like, God damn, I know Papa would have something to say about this right here.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, you just, and it's,
And you see why?
it is, yeah. And the thing is, it's like, it's not hateful or anything like that. It's just a simple fact of like, no, thank you.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
You already
It's
showed your hand.
multiple times.
400 years.
Fool me once, shame on you.
Fool me twice.
Shame on me. And I invited in. And I invited in.
And that's why now, and you probably see me on this type of energy, but it's a big delineation movement. As far as like you see people like around our age, even maybe a little bit older, that they're cool with segregation. I'm cool with going back.
My once again, my grandfather who's born in 23, he always said
That was the worst mistake.
he always said the worst thing that
Ah,
happened to
man.
black is segregation. And he didn't. And for him, his thing was like, give us the resources, give us what we need, but still like we are good when we're able to police ourselves, work within ourselves. Like we are so good like that. And I mean, it just goes back to something that J. Edgar Hoover always said, who was head of FBI in the his long ass reign for no reason.
We're looking for the Black Messiah.
Not even that. No, not even. Not. I wasn't going to say that. I was going to speak on one of his closest, when he said the most powerful thing in the world is Negro unity, and we have to do everything to
Hmm.
make sure that that never comes to be.
That's why, yeah. And now we got to a point where, um,
Take off on it, Mike.
Man, this
Take
go
off
into
on it, man.
this go. First of all, it's good to see other people agreeing with what I've been saying on the pod since the beginning. However,
Mhm.
this coincides with that video I sent you to your DMs when it was talking about the Black Boule and the reason why they created the Black Boule and the reason why the Black Boule exists, right? That time and time again, they have seen us do it with nothing. They have seen us, oh, you putting us in hand, you putting us in chains and shackles, we singing and we dancing, we shall overcome. Okay, you coming up with Jim Crow, okay, we still got our separate communities, we thriving. You burnt the community down, we still doing it. We inventing things that you stole. We were here before you, and when you came to America, that's the way. And people always ask this, what was it that they saw when they got here? They saw niggas doing the goddamn thing. That's what they saw. That's what they saw. They saw a community of people that look different than them thriving. Every century we have overcame something. So they had to create a class of people to show us, oh, they can make it. They have done it, and it fucked us up because if you think about Julius Caesar and the Roman Empire, they created the Colosseum to entertain the people so that the people will be dumbfounded on the things that's going on around them. As long as we worried about LeBron James, Diddy, goddamn Michael Jackson, all the motherfuckers, we not worried about what they doing over here with the left hand because the right hand is entertaining us. Ooh, look, a puppet, right? I say this. We have always been better than them in everything that we have ever done. The black man has created something to make the community better, and the white man has created a way to tax it and charge it so they can make the dollar. You get what I'm saying? Like a nigga made the filament for the light bulb, but the white man made the electric bill. You get what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? A nigga made the telephone, the white man made the telephone bill. They have to capitalize it, and we were always better by ourselves. We Black Wall Street was better than regular white Wall Street. These black communities was better with our black doctors, our black lawyers, our black business people, our black policemen. We was always better. But then the keeping up with the Joneses was created so that we would not have to worry about thriving. Come on, my people, wake up. Let's thrive. Like, and I'm gonna be real with you, Terrell. Yes, I work with them. Yes, I coexist with them. But when I go home, my nigga, I don't want to be involved with y'all niggas no more, man. Like, I'm tired, bro. First of all, I have, and people may call me Uncle Tom for this, but I have to code switch so much that all I want to do is come home and be like, God damn, nigga. Like, you know what I'm
Well,
saying?
I,
Like,
I think for me, Mike, the one thing that is so real that I think is not being talked about, we are identifying publicly, Mike, the issues. We are not trying to integrate mostly anymore with our society. I don't know if you noticed that, Mike.
mm.
There is nothing intriguing on the other side that our generations in the past wanted. Many of us don't have a desire to assimilate no more, Mike.
I
We
don't want
don't.
to assimilate. I just need you to teach me how you do your finances. That's all I
Mike, it
want.
ain't. It's easy way to do the financials. Pay what's owed. Pay the
True.
reparations, and we'll figure it out on our own.
True.
That's the scary part they don't want to talk about, Mike. Because once it's paid, what was owed, what was stolen, then will it even be a needed desire to integrate it all? Because in actuality, Mike, most black people do live independently. We don't go to y'all spots. We don't eat where y'all eat. We don't drink where y'all drink. We don't celebrate, Mike. There is, Mike, most of us live a segregated lifestyle. And that's scary to most of them, Mike. Because when you think about everything that is fun or good in America, it is us.
It's black.
It is everything that's gone, and we are only on our side in America, Mike. What's gonna happen? What happens to America? That's the true part about it. Ain't nobody talking about. It is scary for them. Scary for them.
Just think about our genius alone. Think about every invention that you know to man. I say at least 85% of them was created by somebody black.
No.
Not because we wanted to, but but out of sheer necessity of making life easier for all the shit that y'all put us through. And then what y'all do? We don't know nothing about the patent system, so y'all patenting shit. I'ma help you out. And y'all take our shit, take our money, take our creation. But everything that y'all niggas would be fucked up. We taught y'all how to bathe. We taught y'all how to not live with the animal. We taught y'all how to not live in barns with the fucking farm animals and wash your ass. You gotta be thankful for a lot of shit that we have done. And really and truly, we the greater good to society, and y'all have been lazy and living off of our conundrums and our brain power for far too long.
I want to say something else too, Mike. I got a video that's showing how big the civil war is happening among us, and I believe it's being talked about. Just briefly, take a listen.
With the niggas that kill people, the gangsters, the rappers, the killers. And I'm saying, I call the police on you niggas. I tell on you niggas. And the community saying I'm the villain because I'm attacking the villains. That blew my mind. So that gave me the fuel to even keep playing the villain. I wouldn't care who died. Fuck they baby. They kill people. They don't give a damn when we die over here. Fuck them people. But I don't mean that, but I can come online and play whatever I want to play, just like most of y'all go on there and play whatever you want to play. Play like you're having a good day and you can barely pay your rent. Right. Playing like God is good and your gas light on. Ain't nowhere in the world you believe God good and your gas light on and you can't borrow no money from nobody. Man, you just talking.
And as we transition into the future, do you think we'll be able to revitalize the minds of Black people as we transition, as far as like the younger demographic of people?
No. No. There won't be no revival. It don't get better. It gets worse. It has to come to an end so something new can come about. Unless there's a war in America, I can see nothing that would ever change the trajectory of America, whether that's a civil war or a foreign war. Right now, politically, we're at the brink and the verge of a civil war politically between the Democrats and Republicans with Trump, and we're at a civil war. That's just politically. Nationally, there are 99 different tongues in America. And nobody is adhering to America's old custom and traditions, but the old white Americans. So we divided as a nation. There won't be an attack from the outside. It'll be from within, just like the 9/11 attacks. So who's prepared for it? Surely not Black people. We're the only group that's trying to have fun in today's atmosphere and climate. Everybody else is preparing for what's to come. So our children have no survival skills, no survival tactics. They don't even know how to take the bean out the bean bag in the cabinet and put it in a white styrofoam cup with some dirt and put it in the window and pour water in it and watch it grow. They don't even teach that in school no more.
Mm-hmm. And that's mainly because instant gratification plagued this generation.
Indoctrination starts in the classroom. They're indoctrinated to be docile, robots. They're indoctrinated to be like this. What are we doing at home to counter or to counteract what's being done to us? If we say homosexuality is being portrayed and propagated and projected to our children, what are you doing to counter that attack? Nothing. They can go in their room with their cell phones at nighttime and look up whatever porn site they know how to spell. We used to have to go look under the bed, in the closet, to try to find the porn. Today's children, all they have.
Mike, take off when you hear those thoughts, man. That was an excellent subject, man.
Man, people go on him so hard, but he be telling the truth every time. He be telling the truth every time. And I have to agree with him. We don't say nothing to the niggas selling poison to the people out in the streets. We don't say nothing to the nigga that we know in the hood and in court 4-5 bodies of the people that look like him. We don't say nothing to these people. But we always and I will say we always say the white man did this, the white man did that. Okay, yes, they did. And they will continue. But what have we done to each other? Like he said, and I'm gonna put it in plain and simple terms. Do your best to have a bug out bag. Everybody in America, everybody needs to have a bug out bag. In that bug out bag, you need some batteries, you need some canned food, you need a weapon, you need something to be able to start a fire, you need a filtration straw so you can drink dirty water, you need a blanket, and you need a knife. Maybe some matches, maybe some cotton balls that you made with some gasoline on them in a little container. So when you light that motherfucker, you can start a fire. You need something that will let you know that if the power cut out, everything go wrong, things don't happen the way it needs to, you need to have something that makes you able to be able to survive. And that's the one thing that he said that I agree with. It's some shit, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. Our white counterparts teach their kids that each and every day. If some shit was to go down, what would you do? And they know where to go. They know they got meeting places. And I thought about it. I used to watch this show called Doomsday Preppers, right? Motherfuckers be like, "Oh, it's a storm gonna come. It's gonna wipe out America. Something's gonna happen to the electricity. They're gonna poison us." But I thought about it. Like he said, in the black community, we so used to having fun. If the first shit go off, unless you had military training, you ain't gonna know what to do. You gonna die of water. You gonna die of starvation and thirst, and it's gonna take out a lot of blacks.
I also think we live in a time, Mike, where the reason why we're going to see all these mass changes is because we have the culture. We don't need each other. It's not just going to hurt blacks, Mike. If you are a person living in a major city and you by yourself and something happens, how can you defend yourself? Do you have weapons? Do you have survival skills? Do you know how to network? Do you know how to listen? Can you take care and provide for yourself? Those are all the things we got to think about, Mike, that can happen in real time. But it's scary. But in actuality, Mike, it can be real. So, like I said, I love this
100%.
video, Mike, because we are seeing a divide real time. And I do believe, Mike, it's going to be some positive things coming from it. I do believe we're seeing mass changes. But I'm going to show you something else, Mike, that hit me this quick, Mike. If you didn't know, the Emitt Till family is going after Zues Network due to insensitivity and harmful remarks, Mike. And I want you to hear this content creator, Mike, dive into it, because a lot of us don't know the sensitivity historically or how they affect us right now.
Know who Emitt Till was. Of course she didn't. And I feel like y'all are finally starting to catch up. I'm an old head. This whole rant gonna sound like, dang, John really an old head. When me and my wife are out and we run into one of those socially awkward, don't know how to take an order ass young adult, people are like, oh yeah, you didn't get to go to prom and graduate because you was a COVID graduate. And I know that just hit some people in the gut. I'm not talking about all of y'all, but y'all know some of y'all classmates dumb as hell. Y'all, we are finally starting to see the wave of people that came through the American education system is to where like they could get 50% of their shit correct and get a C. Y'all gotta understand I was born in 1994. Yo, that I know I'm ancient to some of y'all, bro. Throughout I graduated in 2012. Throughout my entire time in school, my parents were strict, so I had to bring home straight A's or A's and B's. So I'm not even about to start with like my personal standards that were in my life. My parents didn't play that shit at all. But like The average kid, the C student in school when I was in school, would be like a A, the honor roll kid in y'all school because of the standards. I saw the grading scales. I was like, how can they get half of this shit wrong and pass? How? That was a stone cold F back in the day. We had, me specifically, you had to memorize damn near everything to get a A or a B. Do you understand me? If you got an A plus in the class, that means you got everything right all year and did extra credit. I got plenty of A pluses. Do you like that means you got everything right? We actually had to study. Like if you see someone with an A.
Hey, bro, do you hear the feedback on that? Is it cracking on your end?
No, it ain't cracking. Is it cracking on your end?
Yeah, it's cracking on my end, bro. Like
All right, well, I'm
cracking
gonna
kind of
pause.
bad.
We'll keep it going, Mike. What do you think about the historical figures in our community, Mike, getting disrespected by these open networks? Like a Zues Network disrespected and showing Emitt Till in one of their things, Mike, which I find extremely insensitive and disrespectful.
Bro, I don't like it at all because that man family has endured a lot, and for it's still the wound is still open. No matter how long ago that Emmett Till got killed, beat, and ostracized in America, that wound in that family is still open like the first day that it happened.
I agree with you wholeheartedly, Mike. I think for me,
That
Mike, which is even more
bro
deep.
that made.
Go ahead.
You got me? You get me?
Your phone breaking up and stuff. Go ahead. Sign out, sign back in. I'll keep going.
All right.
So, as Mike was saying in the video, y'all, Emmett Till's family is sacred. What they did to and what they had to deal with inside of American history. If you do not know, Emmett Till was a 14-year-old boy that was assassinated for whistling at a young lady in the South. His family moved during the Great Migration to Chicago. During the Great Migration period, most people don't know, people from the North, people from the South stayed in constant contact with each other. There was a non-voluntary agreement that said, hey, even though y'all moved up north for better opportunity, y'all still represent us. We still represent you. So when an agreement was made, people from the North knew, hey, we got to go home to our family and check in and make sure we see them. Emmett Till was aware of the South. Emmett Till, a 14-year-old child, was aware of the customs and how different it was. What he was not aware of was how he would be treated based off of allegation. The Emmett Till story was so cringeworthy, y'all, because this 14-year-old child was murdered in brutal blood and brutally murdered in Mississippi, and the people almost got off for it. The reason why it was so cringeworthy was that his family decided to have an open casket because they wanted the world to see what happened to that 14-year-old child. And it's a travesty that people, let's say many Black Americans, not all, some or maybe other ethnicities in this country, make comments or conversations about it, and then on the background. Think about this. The most horrific murder that ever happened in this country is joked about. Will we ever joke about a Jewish murder, a Latino murder, a white person getting murdered massively throughout history? No, we wouldn't. It would be banned. It would be harshly, severely attacked. Why are we joking about one of the greatest travesty attacks that ever happened in American history? Show me another time outside of George Tenet, which is a true massacre too, when a young boy was executed and beat down the middle of the street that he couldn't see. So when you learn what Emmett Till went through, when you learn the story of Emmett Till, when you learn how that story was so tragedy and how it affected people, then you will understand in real time why that issue is so sensitive. So
am I good?
Executive, you good. And Zues Networks know this type of thing and to still act like it wasn't a big deal is a tragedy. Take off on the Mike the Emmett Till subject.
I just think it is very insensitive and ignorant for you to make a mockery of a historical figure such as Emmett Till, and it's distasteful, and I cannot in good faith let something like that continue to exist. So Zues Network apology won't cut it. You got to go off the air. The punishment has to be so severe that no matter what type of business you come up with and what type of anything you come up with, you will be ostracized, because how dare you speak in a joking manner about what happened to Emitt Till. It's things we joke about and it's things we don't joke about. And Emitt Till, that's something we don't joke about at all, because that was a young boy who, come to find out, got lied on, kidnapped, taken away from his family. He was down in the South for a summer trip. His mother never one time thought that she wasn't ever gonna see her baby again. His
Right.
family had to deal with a woman that lied, and to her deathbed, nothing has happened to her. So that cut is still open. It's still deep. It's still there. And for you to make a mockery, or for you to make any insensitive comment, not knowing or knowing, shame on you. And you should be publicly shamed, and rocks should be cast onto your skull.
Mike ain't playing with it. I definitely think that insensitive, we need an anti-black hate crime bill, Mike. It's time. We need the same level of sensitivities as other ethnicities need, because there's no reason for you to go on the network and talk about a young boy that was murdered and executed. And like you said, Mike, to not even be face a fine or nothing. But a family to have to place parameters on that, Mike. Could you imagine going on the network and making a Jewish joke like that, Mike?
Hey T, I don't know what it is with my network right now, bro. I'm gonna have to log off, bro.
All good. I'll finish it
Yeah,
and catch you next week.
I started my phone over. Maybe it's my phone. I started the phone over, but it's
All
the
good, man.
sound. It's cracking and everything. But
All good, man. Sign out, baby. I got you. You good? Peace.
sorry about that. I'm gonna have it better next week, bro.
All right, baby. So as I was saying, man, as we talked about it, y'all, that Emitt Till wound and subject is so real, and it's something that's kind of hurtful to this day, and we don't think most people can actually get over it, get past it. And it's interesting to see that subject because, man, we don't know how it still affects us. We don't know how real it is. We don't know what ramifications will have a psychological impact. We just don't know. So as we continue to grow, as we continue to see, we will see how it affects on us long term. The next subject I want to dive into, everybody, comment, like, subscribe, share it, try, share it live, is the DJ Envy case. Let's take a listen. And this case is kind of interesting to me. And I want to say it's interesting because we hear it, but we don't hear many results from it.
But I just read the court docs regarding DJ Envy and this real estate scam,
And I'm going to break it down for you.
The lawsuit was filed by Anthony Barone and Anthony Martini. Barone and Martini are suing Jennifer and Cesar Pina, as well as DJ Envy, and two companies that I'm going to tell you about in the video. Let's start with the first company. According to the lawsuit, Martini agreed to purchase a 25% stake in a 50-unit apartment complex called the Taylor Apartments. Martini's understanding was that his investment of $300,000 would be to cover any overages and operating costs until all of the units in the apartment complex were sold or rented. Still, sometime in 2019, Anthony Barone had lunch with DJ Envy and Cesar. At this lunch, according to the lawsuit, DJ Envy and Cesar began promoting the Taylor Apartments to...
Why am I talking about this subject? King Crowder went to see DJ Envy and Cesar live in Las Vegas. And I believe this story needs to be talked about because A, DJ Envy is still on the air, and B, the fraud and things that happened from this case have not been handled. I'm going to give a little bit more.
Barone. Barone was interested in potentially investing. The lawsuit claims that DJ Envy and Cesar give a tour of one of their joint projects to Barone. They're telling Barone how successful the project has been. After that tour, Barone is all in. He agrees to invest $500,000 in the Taylor Apartments, with the understanding that his money would be used to cover construction costs and operating costs until all of the units were sold or rented. The promise was that the project would be completed in early 2021 and would generate a net profit of over $900,000 a year. Barone sends his $500,000, and soon after, Cesar tells him because of COVID, there are now construction delays. Over a year and a half passes, and Cesar tells Barone that construction was finally beginning. Around this same time, Cesar is telling Martini that, quote, guys are there working nonstop.
It's time for some financial news. The Daily Show is a serious show. I know some people.
I'm going to stop it right there, man. Hearing about this DJ Envy and Caesar story is kind of sad because number one, it was promoted as one of the things that happened during COVID. As someone that went to the conference, it was insightful. Right? With my boy Nate, shout out to my dog Nate. We went to Las Vegas and we got to see it, and we got to watch the Deontay Wilder fight. I thought it was somebody that had no knowledge about real estate really and how to get into it. It was insightful. It was low cost. It was low entry. It was good. One thing that was very glaring to me is that they were pushing the mentorship very much well. I don't like when people push or sell classes out when I'm buying something. It makes me feel like you're trying to sell me something. I don't mind supporting, giving money, or even being a volunteer. But once you're pushing me to buy for something I don't need in this moment, it shows that you're looking out for the best interest of yourself and not myself. So I had a problem with that issue. Secondly, whenever we talk about money with people, if you are not going to be 100% transparent, you will not get anything from me. I am not the Billy where I'm rich. Nowhere near it, all right? But I have made financial means where I have enough money. If something happens, I can take care of it, no problem. I know in the financial case, whenever you talk about money with people, if you are not transparent when it's money, mission-oriented, or what you're leading, I step back from it. The reason why I know that, I lead things, I organize things, I do things all the time. The number one standard I stand by, no matter what, is transparency. If you have a difficulty time doing that, that's a red flag for me. Maybe not for everybody else, but for me solely, that's a red flag. So when I hear the DJ Envy case and Caesar case going back to it, it was so many gaps of information. Remember, there is no free money. There is no get rich quick. Everything takes time for you to develop, build, and cultivate forward. If anybody tells you anything overnight, fast money come, fast money go. I don't want my YouTube to blow up overnight. I'm glad there's been a steady decline. I am really glad about that. Most people say, man, I wish it'd be bigger. No, I'm glad I've had my trial and errors, that I'm learning and growing, and that it's been impactful. That's the ultimate goal that I want to see move forward in life. I want to inspire everyone to have that same mentality, man. Do not take shortcuts. Do not skip steps. Take what you got to do. Practice. Work hard. Believe every day. Don't believe in shortcuts and shortcomings. It's going to hurt you in the long term. I don't care what nobody say, man. If you take shortcuts, you will hurt yourself. Do not believe what everybody else says. Everybody else is going to lie to you. I'm not saying I'm 100% transparent all the time. All I'm going to do is tell you that I keep 100 with you. That's what I believe is most important. And I truly believe that, man. So it's kind of sad to see it happen because you know them guys didn't get your money back. But I also want to say, you kind of knew it, right? And if you didn't know it was scheming energy, why would you listen to somebody that tell you they pay me money and I can't walk the complex? If you have no background in construction, please ask before you invest inside of a construction project. So you ain't got to necessarily agree with me, but those things, keep a check, but gems and things I want to send to you are important. Comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. If you did not know, I'm having my fan giveaway. King Crowd, a $50 giveaway. If you join the channel, subscribe. Remember, I'm going to have that Rolodex leak for the next 2 days. Comment, let me know what you find, what video you are. I will directly hit your cash app with the money. I will send you the bread. I will do it for the winner. It's a $50 fan giveaway. It's not much, but it's something that I want to incentivize my fan base, give back, show love, and do the things that y'all always do for me. I wanted to share it because I want you to know I mean it, man. I'm a man of my word. My word means everything. And when I say I'm going to do something, best believe I'm going to do what I'm going to say I'm going to do. Next subject up. Have y'all heard the blah, blah, blah of black fatigue? I want you to hear this breakdown from this excellent content creator. Then I'm going to come back and give you my thoughts on it. Fair use. Fair use.
Tired of loving wounded black people. You can just say that part with your chest. That's what you wanted to say. You're not tired because we're toxic. You're tired because your love had conditions. Yours. You didn't come to heal. You came to curate. You came to save a version of black society that was already fixed and no one praised you for it. And when we didn't perform your healing fantasy, you called it draining. This archetype always shows up during collapse. The one that confuses proximity with pain and with proof that they're better than it. Right? They have proof that they're better than it. That's how they see it, right? But you have to understand that you're not above the wound just because you narrate it from a distance. You're just protecting your image in the mirror while the rest of us are still trying to stitch it back together. You didn't transcend us. You abandoned us. Real black love doesn't tap out when it gets loud. It doesn't leave when the wounds resurface. It metabolizes. It listens longer. It doesn't call the hood low vibrational just because it got a better apartment. Love doesn't require perfection. It requires presence. And some of y'all don't have love for us, and that's cool. That's what I'm trying to get it at. It's cool, but I need you to know that the left is something you can get over. You could, right? And if you really tired, rest, right? If you're actually tired, but don't call that healing. That's retreat, because this ain't fatigue. It's spiritual gentrification we're watching, and these are spiritually gentrified people. You're not leaving because you're broken. You're leaving because our brokenness didn't fit your aesthetic anymore. And I need you to hear me clearly. We are not your inconvenience. Okay, we're not. We are your mirror, and if you truly heal, you'll still be here with us, not above us, right? So I get it, right? This is one thing I think is absolutely true. You do not have to like every black space, but don't ever use fatigue as an excuse to stop loving the ones who never had that option to leave. Just stupid shit. Like,
I think the biggest thing, speaking of me in this situation, the black fatigue subject, number one, it's a myth. Number two thing I want to talk about is I see this a lot more amongst college-educated Black Americans. They believe I have expired or achieved more. I have a greater degree of things that I have access to. They believe that they are different. I am the exception to the rule, i.e., I have done something more. They believe that I have decided to do more from a financial standpoint, that I will be viewed as different. I like to remind them all, you just a nigga in the coops. Shout out to Kanye West. You don't matter where you are in life, economically, socially, where you think you may be, you will be viewed the same. For you to talk anything about Black Americans that are going through hood, Black Americans that are going through tragedy, Black Americans that live in the trenches, Black Americans that are struggling, you are the problem with that. You know why? Because you act like you're different. I'm going to tell you something. You having more trinkets does not mean you're different. You having the ability to give and get more does not mean you're different. You having the ability to take care of your means barely does not mean you're different. You are low vibration. You are low talented. You are not skilled enough. You haven't worked on your emotional skills to develop yourself to learn how to help people that need it. You are underdeveloped because you've only developed yourself to a certain level, and you forgot that the journey of developing yourself is a lifelong process. You believe because I've earned a degree 20 years ago that means I'm still educated. You think that all those skills that you learned 10 years ago still matter now. You have to learn that your skills must constantly update and be monitored. You are not obligated, as you say, quote unquote, to do something. But if you see somebody struggling and you don't help them, what does that make you? I would never aspire to be a man that got to the top of the hill that doesn't help anyone. I always aspire to uplift, to build, to develop, to connect. That's my style. That's my nature. The only reason you get loved and immortalized is what you do to help people. As the late, great Malcolm X said in his life, what is a man profit to go to these things and I had a barrier to get past it? As you will see your journey with you as you go through time. You got to develop that, bro. So that subject of Black fatigue is real. Rest, retreat, take a vacation, take time off. But to think that you are better than the average Black person that's struggling, you're dumb. You're dumb, you're stupid, you're ignorant, you are uncouth, you have no desire. You are not intellectually curious enough. And ain't nobody gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you, you got a lot more to grow, a lot more to do. Because when you go back to that work, you will never be number one, you will always be number two. If you don't believe me, look at the staff, look at the leadership, look at the management. Believe people by what they actually, where they spend their money. Who else shows love to you? Who else gives time? Who else gives effort? Who else gives energy? Who else does it? But your people. You ain't got to believe me. Look at the facts for yourself. Every city, every company, every industry, wherever you go, wherever you travel, you can see it. It's certain Blacks that act like they don't. That is when they hit the narrative of spiritual and physical fatigue. Now, You dumb, bro. You think that just because I have more, I'm different now. No. The desire you fulfill, the things you want, will only become loved by the support of your people. Those that love you, that you develop, that you help, that you give, those are the only ones going to help lift you. Don't believe me. Go through your own trials and tribulation. I always tell my college-educated brothers, you know who the college-educated brothers need the most? The hood class. You know who's going to work and provide and have a desire for you, show you love the most? The hood class. We need our street ninjas. I put it on the line. I say it. I mean it. I say it with my chest. We need y'all. Y'all the warrior class. Y'all provide the protection, the service, and the understanding. Until we get reunified again, ain't gonna never be no growth in no garden. No, it ain't gonna be there. You ain't gotta agree with me. Watch history. Watch how Bumpy Johnson and Malcolm X were boys. They make things happen. Until you got the college educated and the working class and the hood guy moving in one step, one sound, ain't nothing gonna change. We fighting the ever war that's always gonna be X'd out in the game. Don't believe me. Keep reciting those same lines. I'm tired. I can't help people. I ain't saying help to change. I'm saying inspire them to help. Remember, you can lead in multiple ways. Stop dragging people. Give them the trinkles. Hansel and Gretel. Drop the breadcrumbs. Give the knowledge. Give the book. When they need. Feed when they need. Stop trying to push your beliefs on everything you believe in. That's all I'm saying, man. I believe this subject is fascinating because number one, it's true. We have a lot of people who are really disconnected from their roots. And you ain't gonna understand me. You ain't even gonna agree with what I'm saying. What I am all saying to you is that look at the tone, look at the actions, and look at how we're living, how we're growing, and what things we see. So we have conversations about those. Shout out to my boy Zoe, always speaking those facts. Zoe, shout out to you, bro. But as we chime in today, as we keep going live, man, I want to talk about a subject that I believe was phenomenal. Shout out to this content creator, man. I love this brother. If you have not, Deontay Kyle, he's definitely next up.
It's easy to be an ally when you know that the game is rigged in your favor. It's easy. What do I have to lose? Got a couple black friends. I look cool on the internet. No, these lapdog ass niggas is tail wagging, ready for a white person to give them some fucking approval. Yeah, come on over. You're invited to the cookout. Come on over. Yeah, gingers are actually black people. Come on over. You fucking lapdog ass niggas. Tail wagging, tongue out. Ready for some fucking white approval. You niggas make me sick, man. Niggas make me sick, bro. You niggas lost your fucking mind. Bending over backwards trying to kiss white folks' ass. Every day. I'm not arguing no goddamn racist. I already know you racist. I don't need to change your mind. I need to change my actions. Niggas just worry about being cool. Fuck that cool shit. Get on code. You out here trying to be cool. You want kumbaya ass shit. Everybody needs to can't we all just get along? And Rodney can't get his ass whooped in their ass. Can we get along?
You know why I love this brother, what he says? Because when I talk to a lot of men, especially, I've noticed a lot more black men in Houston have this idolatry that we gonna get along, we all unified and everybody cool. You not cool with me unless we break bread and have a meal. You are not my friend if the only time I have to spend money with you and you don't spend money with me. You are not my friend unless you hire and employ people that I know are in need. You are not my friend unless you give twice as much as I give you. A lot of brothers in Houston have this psychological battle, man. I noticed that, man. And it's a city thing more than anything. Because I remember my dad teaching me early, like, son, it's a difference. They trade with you. They don't break bread with you. They don't hire you. They don't employ you. They don't show love to you. Until you employ, show love, give back, or assist without being prompted. I know where we stand. That barrier, I maintain it. I don't know why I notice a lot of times, man, when you maintain that barrier, you get a lot of pushback. I've noticed that from a lot of people. People push back on me, saying, Terrell, you talk like, no, man, I keep it 100. I mess with you the same way you mess with me. Why is that a problem? I talk to you the same way you talk to me. Why is that a problem? As the great urban artist Finesse 2 Times said, and I love this line, it's okay when you do it. It is a problem when I do it. Let me say it again. It's okay when you take advantage of me. It's okay when you disrespect me. It's okay when you be disrespectful. But it's a problem when I do the same. It lets me know where you fit in your brain. Deontay said that in the wild way, but he ain't lying. Kissing butt has no long-term benefits. White solidarity has no long-term benefits. Solidarity with people that don't rock with you has no long-term benefits. Until you show love the way I show love to you, I know where we stand, Brody. I'm not mad. I don't get upset about it. I accept what it is and I move accordingly. But right now, historically, we got a lot of black people that's in these cities. And I don't believe a lot of them truly have an understanding, truly have a thought process too, or understand, hey, man, these people really don't rock with you. They don't. Do you know how to tell the difference between people you're talking about? Do you know how to tell the difference between people that you really have relationship commitments with? Do you even understand it? Because if you don't, you want to have those same problems and those same issues. My thing about it is this: how do you address it? How do you fix it? Do you know that the people that love you really gonna rock against you? Do you know the people that you have problems with are really gonna hurt you? So as we continue to dive deep in these subjects, man, I want you to remember something. There is levels to men, women, and all other relationships. I'm gonna give you a video. Shout out to Charles White again. We talk about things that even. They will never be even now. This one centers around relationships and why we see the undermining coming from all corners and all sections.
Starting to feel like
No woman thinks that.
women feel like women are starting to feel like they're on the same level as men.
No woman.
They feel like it's an equal ball game now. That's the way they talk.
Bitches talk.
Podcast, Twitter, fucking
bitches. Women do not talk like that, and ladies do not think like that. Ladies already know she cannot do man shit around this house. That's why the woman over here with this house run down like this with the boy. That motherfucking toilet in there can't stop that running sound. It don't take nothing to open that motherfucking lid and this motherfucking everybody in this goddamn house wake up with their nose stopped up. This motherfucking woman don't know to get the air filter, get up there and get the air filter. She got this weak ass boy. They don't even change the air filter. Every woman know you need the man. So only the bitch is on here talking like I can get back at the man and get even. That's why the STD and the STI numbers are up.
One thing I like that Charles said a little bit more good, probably my pops though. I think most people forget that we do need each other, man. Remember, when we talk about relationships, marriages, not kids. A marriage is between a man and a woman. That's what you need. The kids, the family, and everything else is added on to the sugar and the cake. But what you need is the foundation piece that's settled and that will be handled okay. Remember, until we understand these issues of how they're plaguing us, we're going to see reoccurring problems continue to come up and come up. And the reason why I want to talk about these recreating problems, until we have a conversation about the real things, we ain't gonna know what's really going on. Shout out to this situation that nobody's talking about. Maryland's governor, Westmore, vetoes slavery reparations claim, study, and action program. Think about this for a second. We're having conversations about relationships, but we actually have politicians that are black, which they're not. I want y'all to understand again, as I always say, race, ethnicity, nationality, all define who a person is. This Jamaican American, Westmore, goes against reparations talked about in the state of Maryland. Maryland residents, Baltimore, PG County, the shore, the eastern shore, Hagerstown. Hopefully y'all paying attention. The governor is telling you how he's feeling. He outruled the law for reparations, but he approved the bill for immigration and also what's it called? Caribbean Heritage Month. mad at nobody showing you how they feel when they think about stuff, right? But what we gotta understand is that when somebody show you who they are, you believe it. Stop going against the grain. Stop going against the subject. Listen, watch, observe them. Watch them talk. Watch them listen. Watch them have a conversation. This governor is showing that he is anti-reparations. I don't think he understands the reparation claim right now, the movement going on. He will not win another office seat. Mr. Moore, your legacy is done. The Kamala Harris Obama chain is over with. Don't believe me? Watch it. Watch how your chain of command goes. Watch how you respect your ethnic pride, the things you're dealing with, how it folds. Watch it. Don't believe me? I want you to see in real time, man. And remember, every article of science that we see is going to affect us all. Real quiet. Make sure, excuse me, y'all, you comment, like, and share to the channel. Tell me what you feel. Tell me what your thoughts are. I'm going to keep cooking like napalm again on this live on Sunday. The next subject I want to talk about is an Asian lady. I kind of like her, y'all. She got a TikTok. And remember that subject, black fatigue? What she's going to do is diagnose it and break it down, the subject, and see how it keeps coming again. Pay attention.
Attempting to rebrand white rage by co-opting the term black fatigue as though it's a phenomenon they actually experience but only recently found the language to talk about is both dystopianly weird and tragically on brand. The copying, the whitewashing, the centering themselves by playing victim. But what's ironically telling about it is that the concept of racial battle fatigue is not new. It's been around for decades. And the term black fatigue has been used by Black people for quite a while. Mary Frances Winters wrote a book that came out in 2020 titled Black Fatigue, and it describes the mental, emotional, and physical exhaustion that Black people experience because of systemic racism. Now, notice how Black people didn't call that white fatigue, because the purpose is not to assign blame in order to justify bad behavior. It is called Black fatigue because it is a harm that Black people experience, and so their focus is on addressing and combating that harm. Whereas when white people talk about experiencing Black fatigue, they are not talking about a harm that they experience because of Black people or...
And I want y'all to remember something. Going back to Wes Moore and this point that she's bringing up. Black Americans have a culture of resistance, justice, a culture of standing on pride and making sure we all get the system of justice. Our culture in this country is different from any other Blacks throughout the world. Diabasa, the Caribbean. Black Americans are the only Black people on this planet with the cultural feelings and a culture to say we have a culture of resistance, a culture of standing on business, a culture of ethnic pride, a culture of speaking truth to power, a culture of telling you what is wrong, a culture for looking out people without expecting nothing in return. A culture of, if you come around us, you are safe. Babies, children of all. A culture of establishing order and making sure they are positive. A culture of Black love. A culture of Black empathy. A culture of supporting other communities without backstabbing each other. So when you hear those responses that Black Americans don't have a tip-top culture and our culture ain't intact, I always want you to ask the following questions. If we don't have a culture, what is yours exactly? Food and dance and dressing. What are the culture did you have that's so influential that it's making change? And just listen, y'all. Listen what your good is and see what impact they bring. Culture? What is it? I know mine. I know our culture inside and out. I know what it stands for. I know what it means. I know what verticals, what articles, what law, what publication, what things tend to happen. That's my culture. Black Americans have a culture of making things happen. Black Americans have a culture of social justice. Black Americans have a culture of restoration. Black Americans have a culture of excellence. We have a culture of music, food, sanity, pageants, engineering, creations, and inventions. What's your culture if you always wonder where do Blacks land on the spectrum? Next, whenever we had this conversation, y'all, I love to talk about, right? Right now, I want to shed light on the subject that I haven't heard most people talk about. South Africa, Johannesburg specifically, is going through a crime. We don't know how severe it is. It was a text call from a news reporter that says, I'm in South Africa right now. You can't walk anywhere at night, even in Cape Town, even in the nicer areas. What they're saying right now, and Joburg is in the ruin, none of the traffic lights are working. Not one. The vast majority of the black poor population is the poorest that I've seen them. The small minority of the rest of the black population are absurdly rich from looting that is going on to be the government tenders and be. A friend of mine who works in the public sector, I can't name the word, said the loaf of bread at the hospitals are going for $50 because of a corrupt tender agreement with the food vendor. They're paying that much for bread, even there is no surgical tools or masks for a doctor. I heard a story from a realtor that their friend in South Africa who said that their 75-year-old aunt was sexually assaulted and her arm was broken when a black man robbed her in a real estate in Kruger. Cape Town seems like the only place that is doing well because of the tourist attraction. The reason why we hear that push for South African movement, y'all, they're going through a huge civil war right now. Nobody's talking about South Africa right now, with the Afrikaners leaving, is going through a crisis and a consequence. It ain't got nothing to do with us because Black Americans have our own things that we have to fix internally. I just want to share a lot of this because then we heard a thing a few weeks ago about what South Africa's going through. Oh, it was a deflection. It was a deflection to go away from the real issues, the real problems, and the real thing they're currently dealing with. It was a deflection to know when somebody says something to you, y'all, I want you to pause and remember something. Think about why they're saying it. Think about why you are mentioned. Think about why it's so disrespectful to me and why it's been transplanted. On today's live on Sunday, we got two more topics that I want to talk about that are very important. Let me get into the first one before this one. Fellas, this is for us right here. Shout out, sorry, ladies. I got to be this guy. But I got to say it. Whenever you hear the word DL for the men, did you know there are some DL ladies that we got to watch and comprehend? Let's take a listen.
I can't stand about a lot of y'all chicks, and I know y'all gonna get mad at me for saying this, but y'all need to stop constantly sitting up talking about how these men on the DL and these men sassy and these men this and these men that, when y'all know a lot of y'all women be on the DL. Y'all know y'all do. Like, y'all always trying to get drunk and kiss. And then a lot of y'all be stay talking about, I don't like these men. So one thing I can't stand about a lot of men on the DL and these men sassy and these men this and these men that, when y'all know a lot of y'all women be on the DL. Y'all know y'all do. Like, y'all always trying to get drunk and kiss. And then a lot of y'all be stay talking about, I don't like these men. I don't like them. And it be because y'all like a woman. Y'all just like me and money. Y'all don't want to get with no woman, though, because y'all don't want to pay for y'all own stuff. And y'all know that a lot of the women don't have no money. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all know what y'all be on. And then y'all keep doing that same lie. Talk about, yeah, you know, I only ate 3 cats. Acting like that's normal just because y'all women. A lot of y'all women need to stop talking about these men when y'all be doing the same stuff. Y'all be messing around with y'all friends on the low, having sleepovers, talking about these men getting all riled up, and then y'all get to doing what y'all do. Y'all know what y'all be doing. It's not just the men that's on the DL, it be y'all too. It be y'all too. Like, so one.
That is a crazy subject. But it was sent to me by one of my people. Shout out to the fans, y'all. TikTok fans, stay sending me content, and I love it. I never thought about it that way. But when I meet a guy that's always gay bashing, I do think something up with him. Bro, you can feel the way you want to feel about anybody, right? But I don't have no animosity towards gay men because I ain't gay and I don't care. When you preach on the subject, you doing it. For the ladies that's always bringing up sassy and gay vibes, maybe you are going through something. Maybe somebody ate some cat and you don't want to say about it. Maybe you got a lot of DL friends in your group and you just don't want to address it. I ain't saying it's you. But I'm saying if you always tend to bring this subject up about a man doing something, are you trying to out-project because you don't want to admit what you're doing? It's the same thing for a fella. If you constantly have the subject of gay on your mind and being disrespectful to gay men, knowing that they are doing nothing to you, I think you up to something. Let them live, bro. Let them think, bro. None of their lifestyle has nothing to do with me. I don't care. As long as they're happy, that's it. But when you preach, and you're constantly pushing that narrative on that subject, man or woman, she was right. It makes me scratch my beard, right? And do this all night. Maybe something going on we don't know about. If you doing your thing, do your thing, baby. I ain't judging. I don't care. But do not preach that narrative that you ain't really about nothing when you know you really out there. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I want to shed light to. But the subject does say, are there more dear women and that women never want to admit or aspire to? I think it's a hell of a subject. I do. Last one for the night. I got to speak about money. This subject was amazing to me because this brother broke down how much the average car note is, and I got to talk about this subject. Let's get it. Fair use.
This video is going viral because this young lady is returning her BMW X5M to the bank because she's tired of paying $2,000 a month, and the principal is not being affected whatsoever.
And I'm being scammed. In 1993, which is a hell of a lot, right? I know. That was the stupidest thing I ever done. But that was the dumbest mistake ever. But I'm here to tell you, y'all can have that car back.
There's a viral video going around from this TikToker, Just Being Brianna. She was surprised after 1 year of making almost $2,000 payments on a 2021 BMW X5M that most of her payments didn't really affect the principal balance, and she only paid $5,000 towards the principal. This is why it is so important. This is why I post my customer videos for everybody to read the contract, to understand what they're getting themselves into, because these financial obligations are serious, and there can't be a situation where we will all be blind and ignorant to the fact to say that, oh, I'm being scammed. And I'm not blaming this young lady for posting her video. I'm sure she is shocked and surprised that all of her payments, which are very significant month to month, almost $2,000 on this 2021 BMW X5, didn't really put a dent in her principal. But this is where we take accountability, we take a step back, and we understand how do we improve and how do we better ourselves financially, mentally, physically, emotionally on the next part in our lives. So this is one.
When I paid $5K, I've been paying $19.94, which was wrong, $19.08 for every month for an entire year, and no way I only paid $5K.
She's basically breaking down the fact that after 1 year of paying her payment, she feels as if she was scammed because she logged on to her ally.
This lady said, where?
I know the subject got you a little long, y'all, but I'm going to go ahead and summarize it up. Ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and put on music for this one, so I got to play this. The environment we in, ain't nobody going to your car costs too much money. Everything else is disgusting. And it's just not smart. I'm telling you, all that money that you waste towards those things, what do you have to show for it? Ain't nobody else gonna tell you, I think this is flat out stupid. I do. Ego lifting, ego flexing, money flexing is weak. Do what's best for you and put yourself in the best position. I get that. But please, cars are supposed to be leased if they're nice. Boats are supposed to be leased if they're nice. You lease fun. You buy amenities. You lease fun. You buy things you like. Stop wasting money to buy things such as a nice car when you know you don't need it. Buy durability. Buy longevity. Buy sustainability. Do not buy luxury. Please don't. If you live in the metropolitan cities, there's no way in the world you should buy luxury. You ain't doing nothing but fooling yourself. You ain't doing nothing but hurting your financial legacy. And most importantly, you are leaving yourself in a home. Anybody else gonna tell you? I'm gonna tell you. You're stupid. Stop doing it. Invest that money. Share that money. Put it away from when the fire comes, because the fire's gonna come, y'all. Nobody's talking about it right now. We on the verge of a recession. We are. Recession is coming. Get your house, save your money, put things to the side. Construction is slow. Industry is slow. Put things up to take care of you and your family. Please don't harm yourself, man. Ladies and gentlemen, do whatever it takes to make sure you're safe and be safe. Remember, least fun, least good times, least that. Do not put that impact all on you. Just don't do it. Don't do it for me, please. Until next time, I want to tell you, man, tap into the live. Enjoy your week. I'm back from Cleveland. I'm back here. I'm going to get to cooking like napalm this week. It is Memorial Day weekend in Houston. Outside is the event, and it's having fun, fam. Listen, this week, we're getting goals, we're getting results, we're getting speeches done, we're getting multiple things done. Now that I'm in town, book review, live updates, live tomorrow for the great Malcolm X. I'll have that special edition on my TikTok and Instagram. Please tap into me if you want to see it. I believe it's going to be very important that we have a conversation about X Day. If you did not know, X Day is a movement that all foundational Black Americans are going to be starting to reference the great Malcolm X and what he lived for. Finally, comment, like, share the live, tell your family you love them, kiss your wife, kiss your family, kiss your friends. That's all I got for y'all this evening, man. And again, it's your boy, King Crowder, on their way to 1K, man. 1K on YouTube. I'm so grateful for everybody that believes in me, supports me, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you know the giveaway. We'll be giving away next Monday. Who will win that 50? Share the channel, share the subscribers, get my watch hours up. Get them up. I'm so excited what the future beholds, baby. Until next time, I can't wait to see you in person. Can't wait to enjoy time with you. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for all the support. Until next time, share the live, comment, like, subscribe, share the family, do what's need to be done, set the mood, set the vibe. Until next time, hey.